Hello everyone, friends. Remember what effect the most exciting scenes in the cinema have on us. The line between fiction and reality is completely erased, which is why we don't even think about how the creators managed to shoot such dangerous and epic episodes at all. Well, it's time to see the filming process from the inside. Let's go. Still excited about the first season of The Witcher. A gorgeous atmosphere, a song that became a meme, and of course the magnificent Henry Cavill as Geralt. Let's remember the end of the first series, how effectively the White Wolf dealt with the robbers in it. A super dynamic battle that lasted literally a minute, but it was enough for the Witcher's sword to leave no chance for the opponents. Except there was no sword. At the moments when the actor repels attacks with blades or ruthlessly pierces his opponents with them, he has a half-cut weapon in his hands. The other half was completed using computer graphics. This was necessary so that Henry Cavill could implement as many complex and dangerous movements as possible without injuring other participants in the filming. Yes, you heard right, the actor performed the battle scene in Blaviken on his own. The difficulty was that everyone had to move as if Geralt had a real sword in his hands. I admit, it turned out great. Tom Cruise, perhaps, deserves the title of the most reckless actor in the world. You probably know that he strives to perform all the tricks, even the most difficult and dangerous ones. If the insurance agents during his career and got used to this behavior, then on the set of the film Mission Impossible, the consequences they probably had a nervous breakdown. Remember the helicopter battle scene? It included a 360-degree turn over a cliff, a race through a narrow canyon, diving into clouds and surfacing back. In short, a concentrated deadly risk. It was filmed in New Zealand, only this state allowed cinematographers to perform such madness. Now imagine the director's reaction when Tom informed him, "I'm going to Airbus to learn how to fly a helicopter." After all, he did it. It took 3 months to prepare the actor. He spent at least 8 hours training every day. Just look at these frames again. 13 helicopters are flying literally at a distance of a meter from each other in a narrow gorge. One wrong move can turn into a tragedy. But Tom is not just piloting a helicopter, but also controls the camera inside the cockpit. This guy is just crazy, but that's why we love him. Agree, the film I Am a Legend is full of wonderful scenes, but the moment of the attack on the main character of infected dogs is one of the most dramatic and tense in the picture. Let's be honest, when disgusting, angry zombie dogs take off with the last ray of the sun, everyone's heart freezes anxiously in their chest. Well, when one of the monsters looms right over the face of the hero Will Smith, clacking his teeth and drooling, it's simply impossible to sit still. This monster is about to tear him apart. Well, it's time to look behind the scenes and find out how this spectacular episode was filmed and laugh heartily, because the process of creating this scene looked more than comical. While Will Smith was lying on the ground and feigning panic, a film crew worker in a green suit bent over him, with a doll dog's head on his arm. It remains only to admire Will's acting skills. It must be very difficult to restrain laughter in such circumstances. For that, besides the amazing Keanu Reeves, of course, we love the action-packed story about a retired killer. Shootouts, car chases, hand-to-hand fights, all this is also in other action movies, but it is in John Wick that the brutal criminal world looks especially natural. It is easy to unravel the secrets of the success of this picture. Just look at the filming process. Minimum graphics, maximum live frames. In order for the film to stand out from the general mass, the whole team gave 110% every day. Keanu, for example, in order to master different fighting techniques, spent 4 months in continuous training for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. In addition to judo and jiu-jitsu, the actor learned extreme driving and shooting from pistols and rifles. Reeves performed all this complicated choreography of a punch, a shot, a throw, a knife attack on his own. We always knew he was a genius, didn't we? But even this was not enough for the creators. They wanted the main villain, Vig, to also have his own individual fighting style. To do this, Michael Nyqvist, who played him, had to start training back in his homeland, long before the start of filming. Even Adrian Palicki devoted more than 1 month to jiu-jitsu so that the fight between Perkins and Wick looked as convincing as possible. We think you will agree, the result was worth it. The fight in the Kingsman Golden Ring Bar is almost as expressive as the famous massacre in the church from the first film. It seems that this performance of acrobatic tricks of the battle was filmed in one take. In reality, a short episode consists of about 100 fragments connected together. According to visual effects specialist Mark Breakspear, most of the time and effort was spent on painstaking face replacement, since almost the entire scene was shot with the participation of stuntmen. Just think, it took several months to assemble a fight that takes up a minute of screen time. Okay, the skeptics will say, with modern technology, we could do something similar. It is weak to show an example of outstanding graphics of the beginning of the century. What about Sam Raimi? I think it's your time. Some viewers have already forgotten what miracles you did at the beginning of the 2000s. Fans of the legendary film trilogy have probably already guessed what it is about. SpiderMan of the sample 2000 of the first, fourth, or 2000 of the seventh year with his special effects simply struck the audience on the spot. Here, for example, is the epic appearance of the Octopus Man from the second part. Minor flaws are visible if you look closely, but, guys, that was 16 years ago. It's not for nothing that the film won an Oscar for Best Visual Effects. The Enemy in Reflection was also nominated for a Saturn Award in the Best Special Effects category and a BAFTA Award in the Best Visual Effects category. Yes, even the first part does not lag behind. Take a look at how the picture looked at the animation stage and what it became in the end. Impressive? That's not the word. What changes have occurred in the superhero movies with cobwebs today? Colossal. For example, take the picture Spider-Man, Far From Home. Visual effects for it were created by several studios, in particular Frame STO, Sony Pictures, and Major Skyline and others. Method Studios, for example, added the main character to the scene with the boat in Venice. Skyline's three-dimensional designers created the elementals of earth and water, and Sony's artists recreated a three-dimensional model of the Tower Bridge. A huge team of specialists got so carried away that literally the whole movie is a riot of computer graphics in the end. Even this car is modeled in the program. Why? Apparently, to test the limits of the possibility of visual effects and expand them. Now it is almost impossible to imagine a film completely free of graphics, so we can only guess what cinema will be like in the future. And that's it for me. Subscribe to the channel, put likes, share this video with friends and click on the bell to not miss new videos. Also fly into the playlist about how a movie is created, it's very interesting there. See you all soon.